Hi, I'm Carl Zymak, and this is another edition of Coffee with Rick Sollars. Hey, good morning, Rick. How you doing today?
Morning, Carl. Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, you look pretty perky for the fact that we're getting into the end of the grind of the campaign.
Perky is one of many terms used right now.
You know, we need to be serious about this. Crossroads for the community here. Yeah. This election we're definitely at a crossroads for Taylor. Can you give us a synopsis of what you've seen in the last 4 years here? And because that's basically the reason why you're running.
Yeah, Carl, this election is probably one of the most critical elections in the history of the city of Taylor. You know, we have been paralyzed as a community over the past 4 years. If anything, outside of paralysis, we've digressed as a community. We have failed on many fronts. You know, the current mayor ran on a public safety platform. He's annihilated the police and destroyed the fire department. You know, we've gone from 100 plus officers to 61, 62, 63, whatever those numbers actually are, but far too low. Right. We're down to one fire station that's active, and of course, outside of the SAFER grant, we would be 30 or 40 less firefighters. Economic development discussions haven't been part of the city of Taylor in 3.5 years. Now, as you get closer to the election, you know, he went out and hired an economic development director, but economic development is a lifestyle. It's like a diet. You have to live it. You have to drink it. It has to be part of your lifestyle. And we haven't done that in the city of Taylor. You can't just hire an economic development director and throw some things on a website and say we're proactive. No, you're not proactive. The results demonstrate that you're not. You know, having your 80% of your new business licenses being distributed at the Gibraltar Trade Center or the Taylor Trade Center is not economic development. At least not to me.
Well, let's go in for a second. Excuse me. Let's go into economic development and your plans. You've got a couple things out there right off the bat that you think would be important to stabilize this community moving forward aggressively.
Well, obviously, getting the right people, the right team together in the economic development department. That's job number one. One of the things that we're working on currently is an initiative called Shop Taylor. Shop Taylor is a web-based initiative where we will use the technology that we have today, and so it costs us minimal money to set this up, and we'll use it as a vehicle to promote Taylor businesses and allow Taylor residents to see Taylor businesses that exist and vice versa. And so what we really don't do is enough, promotional type opportunities within our own businesses in Taylor. Many people don't know what's in Taylor, and yet they can Google it, but it's you look for something and you find everything. So we're going to hone this in, and Shop Taylor is something we're really excited about, and we believe that it's going to help the local businesses. They're going to be able to make more money, be more profitable. The residents are going to get a better value. We'll allow them to run specials, coupons, whatever that is. We may even extend it out and allow them to post job postings when they become available. Some of the details we still have to iron out, but it's definitely going to be part of our focus day one. We're going to start. We're already working at the platform now.
Speaking of step one, everything has to start with public safety.
Absolutely.
And you've got some very strong opinions of what should be done going forward. Could you elaborate on some of that when it comes to, especially, let's start with police.
Yeah, we just don't have enough. I mean, when you hear the stories that there's 4 police officers that patrol the city of Taylor on a Friday or Saturday night, that is just astonishing to me. It's not safe for the residents and it's not safe for the officers. Look at the danger that they put themselves in when they're out there and they don't have the backup necessary. So we have to fix that, and you're not going to fix. You can't. People want us to go out and hire 15 or 20 officers right away. You can't do that because you can't train them properly. So we're going to have to phase this in. We're looking at possibly 5, and then 5, and then 5, and we're going to do it that way so they can properly be trained, properly be assigned where what their roles are, and it's more effective than just going out with a shotgun approach and saying, let's hire 15 officers to appease everybody. We can't do that. We have to do what's right for the community. We have to do what's right for the department. And blocks of 5 is where the comfort zone is.
You can also expand outside staffing, correct, with things like neighborhood watch and even
Absolutely.
with some unique ideas with the auxiliary.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, just the presence of having the auxiliary is huge. having them in the community, having them driving around, having that visibility is great. And remember, that costs the city of Taylor almost nothing to have them, because they're all volunteers. They just care about the community and they want to help. They want to give back. You know, they're quote unquote the do-gooders of the community. You know, for that term thrown around, but. Neighborhood watch programs, we haven't seen any of that. Now, you know, again, I understand that, you know, my opponent's trying to start some of those, and I just find it interesting that it takes an election to get somebody's interest and get them out doing what they should have been doing for 4 years. And what I would encourage anybody is when people are telling you, you know, what I'm going to do after they've been in office for 4 years, you know, stop listening. It's, what have you done? You know, you've done, and we've literally been paralyzed as a community. We just can't accept that anymore. We have to be better than that.
Fire is a little bit, I don't know whether it's a more complex issue, but it's certainly, there's a lot of options there that you can go with fire. Fire has been on everybody's mind for what now, almost 4 full years.
Sure.
Where do you think, what are the possibilities there, Rick?
We have to take that one step at a time, and the first step being we have to better utilize the SAFER grant. We aren't using the SAFER grant to the best of our ability. We have to, you know, go back and see how can we implement advanced ALS, the fire-based EMS. We can do that. We can do that right now. And then we can generate revenue as a result of that, and hopefully buy some additional time so we can, you know, develop a new plan. And there's a lot of things that we have to sit down with the department, and we have to be able to, you know, to figure these things out collectively. But there has to be trust, and I think with the fire department and myself, that trust exists today. And I don't think that trust exists with the current administration, which is why it's hard for them to move forward, because of what we've seen. You know, the massive layoffs, the failed communication, those things, they're hard to rebuild, and you know, it takes a long time to build trust, and it takes minutes to tear it down, and so maintaining that's critical for me. We have a good department. We have good people. They want to be part of this community. We're going to let them be part of it.
And it's very important to get the experts talking in their fields of expertise.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what it really comes down
Sure.
to. You know, when you look at all of this, Rick, and you add it all up, it really comes down to quality of life at the end, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, you know, that's what we're all here. You know, we're here for a better quality of life. I mean, you know, there's issues that we have to deal with. Some of them we can control, some of them we can't control. I mean, let's for just 2 seconds talk about, you know, what's going on with the Taylor School District. And I always hear people immediately defer and say, well, the city and the school are separate. Yes, you're right. But it doesn't mean we can't communicate. It doesn't mean we can't help them. There's so many ways, as we talk to several of the school board members, that you know, that we could help the Taylor School District in some of their struggles, and especially as it relates to the buildings in Inkster. You know, we have plenty of staff that are available that can help them. We have to communicate with them, though, and we haven't done that. The current administration, block by block, has built up a wall between them and virtually everybody, and nobody talks anymore. And I just want to tear all those blocks down and start over. And instead of building black walls, I want to start building bridges. And those bridges are vehicles that we can cross together and help each other.
It almost seems like the current administration, and this is a rather cutting comment, but it almost seems like they went into any cooperation with the schools as they want to govern the schools. And I think you're going into this in a very cooperative nature. Both of us have friends in the school district, acquaintances that we've dealt with, Taylor Reading Corps, whatever, and they need help.
They do.
You know, and if we can offer the help, that's fantastic.
They need a lot of help, and we need a lot of help. And together, isn't the Taylor schools, isn't the school district that ultimately drives everybody's desire to live in this community? Absolutely. So, you know, it's in our best interest to help them. It's in their best interest to allow us to help, but it has to start with communication and trust, and I believe we have that right now. So, you know, I'm excited. I'm really excited about what lies ahead. You know, it's again, we're at the crossroads. I believe that, you know, there's two types of people in this world. There's can-dos and can't-dos, and what we are is a group full of can-dos, and that's the attitude we want to take to this.
Okay, Mr. Can-Do, till the next time.
Thank you very much.
All righty.